Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing a topic that has really piqued my interest, and that is the unhealthy moms of TikTok. So there are two specific moms that I am going to be focusing on today, mainly because this is specifically revolving around the food side of the unhealthy TikTok moms. But trust me, there are so many people that fall into this category that at this point it's kind of its own little niche genre of TikTok. TikTok's unhealthy moms are pretty much exactly what they sound like. They're moms whose content focuses on being a mom and demonstrating a very unhealthy lifestyle. Their content often revolves around feeding their kids mass amounts of unhealthy food, having extremely messy homes, and I'm not talking normal mess that happens especially if you have kids. I get that sometimes the house gets out of control. We don't even have kids, and our house sometimes gets out of control, so I am not judging that. But I don't mean regular messy. I don't mean clutter and toys and some disorganization or some dishes in the sink. This is like next level filth, animal droppings on the floor, bugs crawling throughout, weeks worth of dishes on the counters and sinks. Completely just a not normal level of messiness. Sometimes it looks like the houses are bordering on like what you would see in the TLC show Hoarders. So that's one level of it. But today's video, like I said, is specifically talking about the food moms that show the mass amounts of unhealthy foods that they feed to their children. Now, the first example that I want to take a look at is someone who blew up actually like a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago now, and her content has pretty well stayed the same, and she's been under fire again recently, and that is Alexandra Sabol. I don't know how to say her last name, but Alexandra, aka Donut Mom. That was what she was known as last year when her account completely went viral over a video of her feeding her young children, one of them was 1 year old, a bunch of donuts for breakfast. And she was known as Donut Mom for the longest time because there were multiple videos of her plating up breakfast for her kids, and it was just a bunch of packaged sugary donuts and no healthy food inside, which is definitely not the best choice to be starting your kids out every day with a bunch of empty carbs and processed sugars and just setting them up for a super big sugar rush and then eventually a crash and nothing to really sustain them or keep them fueled for their day at all. Now, over the year that Alexandra's account has been viral, she has faced a lot of backlash and criticism for the foods that she feeds her kids, for the mess in her house, all of that. And here are some video examples of Alexandra's just demonstrating the types of foods that she feeds her kids and just how she makes the content, because some of it is about the food, but a lot of it is also just the way that she does the videos. I don't know, you'll see what I mean. The way that she even just like plates up the food. She's always throwing the kids' plates at the camera like she just doesn't care. She always titles her videos things like breakfast with my kids as a lazy mom and stuff like that. She's definitely a self-proclaimed lazy mom. That's not me calling her lazy. She calls herself that all the time. But here are some of her videos. Tons of frozen chicken nuggets. It looks like frozen little like pizza rolls or pizza bites or something. And then, of course, a big, huge bag of fries. Holy shit, that's a lot. And mind you, this is lazy dinner when I'm not hungry as a mom of 3. So this is just for the kids. She's not even having any, allegedly. And as you can see, her nails are freshly done there, which this is something that a lot of people criticize as well, that she will always say she's too lazy to cook and they're always getting fast food, but yet she has a fresh set of nails on like almost every video. I swear her nails are always done and ready.
8-year-old's plate. The rest apparently got deleted because my phone overheated, but my 3 and 6-year-old got nuggets and fries. My 8-year-old got pizza rolls and fries. Have a good night.
I'm not gonna do a cooking video for lunch today because I'm tired and I got a lot to do. My kitchen's a mess. So, plate my 1-year-old's breakfast with me. Plate my 1-year-old's dinner with me. I think I said it wrong again.
And so that's one thing as well. She's always saying she's busy and tired and her kitchen's a mess and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't seem like she really ever does anything. A lot of the time they're eating off of like paper plates and stuff. And the kitchen is always a mess. So it's not just like a one-off where, you know, today she didn't want to cook because the kitchen's a mess and she just hasn't had time. Like this is an everyday occurrence. So that's one criticism she gets a lot too, is like, what the hell are you always so tired about? How is the house never clean when that's like part of your job as a stay-at-home mom?
plate my 1-year-old's lunch with me. I gave her some cheese puffs to hold her over because that's her favorite. And now I can plate her lunch now that it's done cooking. So, just got these out of the oil. They're hot.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why she had to touch them all individually when she put like all of them. She could have just dumped that container onto the plate, but anyway. So the kid had cheese puffs to start, then deep fried, smiley fries, and chicken nuggets, and now she's adding, it looks like some type of chips on the side.
I'm gonna give her some of these to try. See if she likes them, because she loves
Everything on the plate is beige and the same color. That's crazy.
And these are like a little treat. Mm. 10 out of 10.
Now, one thing that a lot of people also point out is that the way that she moves and cuts the food and plates it all up, she literally moves like a toddler, which I think is just kind of funny. They say that her fine motor skills are very fascinating, which never fails to make me laugh.
And there's her lunch.
But those are sort of some of the rude comments that she gets. But she does definitely get some very valid criticism. Now, some of it, I believe, is rage bait, her content. I know for a fact that some of it is because she'll have a video like this up where it'll say, play dinner for like my 3-year-old because the other 2 kids didn't deserve to eat. But then in the caption, she'll write, they have a stomach bug and they're not hungry, or like they're having soup or whatever. Or she'll say, I'm feeding this kid because they're the only ones that did their chores today. But then in the caption, she'll say that her other kid was like with her dad or something like that. So she definitely does rage bait in her videos in order to drive up the engagement, because obviously people don't always read or click show more in the caption. And so they'll just respond to what they see before they even read the rest. But I will say some of it is definitely not rage bait. Her house being filthy and a mess obviously is not rage bait. I mean, you really wouldn't be able to mess up your house as badly as she does just for a video and then put it back. And if you're living like that, even if it is just for rage bait, like leaving the mess uncleaned, at that point, is it even rage bait if you have to live in a house like that just to be able to make a video to get some engagement on people telling you your house is a mess? Even with the food, like I don't really think that it's rage bait, only because it's so constant, and she does show herself giving the food to the kids and shows them eating the food. Not every time, obviously, which is a good thing, because I don't think she should be showing her kids online. I don't think anyone should be, but the fact that she does show them eating all the fast food that she plates up for them and stuff, to me, I don't think it's rage bait then, because she's actually giving them the food. And for me personally, I think the biggest issue with this type of content, like Alexandra's and all the other moms that are doing kind of the same thing, is that these mothers are actively profiting off of not treating their kids properly or feeding them properly. But kids deserve and also need healthy meals and a clean home to live in. Like, yes, kids are messy. There will be toys thrown all over the house and clutter and disorganized, or there might be a pile of laundry that doesn't get done, or dishes in the sink from the day before. That is all normal, and that kind of thing happens. Leaving dishes for a week with maggots crawling all over it and rabbit poop on the floor, everything everywhere all the time in the house, it never being clean, is not normal, and it's not okay. It isn't fair for the kids to have to exist in a space like this, and it also isn't fair to be only feeding them junk food. Of course, they're kids, they like it. But not only do kids need a clean home to exist in, they also need proper nutritious meals. It's not an option. It's not something where different strokes for different folks or how each person chooses to parent. Healthy food for a kid is like a fundamental need, and they deserve to be treated properly and have their health and their diets cared for. Obviously for their health and their physical development, but also she's setting her kids up to have absolutely no control when it comes to their diet when they're older, and they will not have a healthy foundation of habits to go off of when they get older, and they're going to spend a long time trying to undo these habits, or they're not going to undo them, and they're going to be subject to a lifetime of obesity and health conditions as a result of the terrible diet that they've been grown up having. And she needs to teach them and lead by an example and provide healthy meals and teach the kids the importance of a healthy diet. Honestly, there is way more drama with Alex in her house. That could be a whole separate video, which I'm probably going to make a second video about this, specifically about the messy talk and filth talk side of parent content. And Alex is a big part of that, but she also ended up throwing her friend under the bus, and that was a whole drama on its own. So I'll definitely have another video soon about that. But moving on to the next mom that I wanted to talk about, who she went viral pretty recently for her grocery hauls, and you will see why, but she has been known as 32 Pizzas Mom, and her account is boymom3_B, but 32 Pizzas Mom, if you've heard of her, that would be probably how you know her by. And her grocery hauls really blew up because they're just insane. Like, I've never seen anything like it. I'm gonna play a couple here for you now and you'll be like, whoa, that's a lot.
Grocery haul as a 37-year-old full-time working mom of 3 boys who also moved her parents in with her. So today we went shopping at Sam's Club, Walmart, and then we had a pickup order at Food Lion. And I'll tell you the totals for everything at the end. So we got a big box of the oatmeal cream pies. We got 2 of the Tostito scoops, 2 things of red Doritos, 2 bags of Sun Chips, got the 3-pack of the cheese dip. We got Bryson 3 of these subs. We got a big box of popcorn. We got some muffins. We got some paper plates. We got a head of lettuce, some zucchini. We got some carrots. We actually got another thing of carrots.
Okay, one thing I noticed, which I really only see this with American TikTokers specifically. I'm Canadian, so we're like America light, honestly. But one thing I've noticed specifically in America that I've never seen in any household when I was growing up either is they seem to always use paper plates. And I'm sure tons of you guys are from America, so you can let me know. Why do so many people in America use paper plates when they have cupboards full of dishes? Like, I get using a paper plate if you're having a picnic or something, or like a party. It seems like a lot of people use them for their everyday meals, even though they have clean dishes in the cupboard. So I just really don't get that. I noticed that with Alexandra's videos as well. Her kids will have little plastic plates, but whenever she's plating up for herself, it's always on a paper plate. Is it just laziness and like you don't want to do the dishes, so instead you throw them out? Because it seems so wasteful. But I want to know if that's actually common, or if it just so happens that like these TikTok people do that, but that it's not actually common in like everyday life. You know what I mean?
We got the really small bag of carrots and then the little bit bigger size carrots.
Carrots.
We got a green bell pepper.
1 pepper, and that kind of makes me laugh too. Obviously, I get not buying as much produce as the processed foods because produce does not last long at all. Like, my grocery order often has less produce because I'll go out more often to get my produce when I need it rather than buying a bunch and having half of it go bad. But she said that it's herself, 3 boys, and her parents. So that's 6 people in the house, and they got 1 bell pepper.
We got some Go-Gurts. We got a 4-pack of strawberry yogurt.
A 4-pack of yogurt. Not even enough for each of them to have one.
Sugar-free syrup. I told you I was going to put that on my next list. Some buttermilk. Some more peppers. Some bananas. Squash. Some plums. We got 2 bags of fries. Some chocolate donuts. And some white powder donuts. A small pack of Hershey bars. A 4-pack of spaghetti and meatballs. We got 2 big cans of red enchilada sauce. And then 1 small can of red enchilada sauce. Some toothpaste. Some honey buns. We got a pack of chicken. And then we got 35 of these pizzas.
35 pizzas this time.
We got some fabric softener. 2 blocks of mozzarella cheese. 3 blocks of mild cheddar cheese. 3 blocks of Monterey Jack cheese.
Every time she pulls up more cheese, I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of cheese. And I love cheese, but that is a lot.
Got a pack of the chewy Chips Ahoy cookies. And a pack of the regular Chips Ahoy cookies. We got some salsa.
Every time she pulls out another treat out of the bag, I'm just like shocked. Every single time.
Some olive oil, kosher salt. We got 5 Dr. Peppers. And then we got a beef chuck roast.
And then 5 giant Dr. Peppers.
And then we got 4 steaks. So we got 2 of the 1-packs and then a 2-pack. And these are the New York strips. We got some Heinz 57. We got some mandarins, pineapple. And we got several packs of Kool-Aid. We got a bag of red potatoes. We got 4 Sprites. We got 2 gallons of milk.
4 Sprites.
Some laundry detergent. We got a thing of Fruity Pebbles. And then we got 2 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
We got a thing of Fruity Pebbles. It's like the biggest box I've ever seen in my life. I'm like laughing so much at my reactions because I have not watched this before. I've seen her other hauls, but like this one is new to me. And honestly, I've never watched a full one through. I've only seen like little bits because I wanted to do a video on this, so I saved them.
A box of Fruit Loops.
A box of Fruit Loops. It's the way that she's saying it like that's not the biggest box I've ever seen in my life for me.
3 cans of Rotel. 4 packs of cream cheese. A thing of grapes. Cucumbers. 2 packs of pepperonis. 2 packs of the 2-bite brownies. Some Jimmy Dean sausage. Watermelon. Cauliflower. Clorox. And then we also got 4 cases of water.
And then she just goes over the totals, which I'm not going to listen to that part because it just seems kind of pointless. But here is another grocery haul from her. And now, mind you, a lot of these videos are posted like only a week, maybe 2 weeks apart at most. So just keep that in mind when you're watching these.
Grocery haul as a 37-year-old full-time working mom of 3 boys who also moved her parents in with her. So we have groceries today from 3 different places. We got groceries from Sam's, Walmart, 4 places. Sam's, Walmart, Food Lion, and Piggly Wiggly. And I will tell you the totals for each at the end and then a grand total. So we got 2 containers of the 2-bite brownies. 2 of those because they'll be gone so quick. We got 1 big thing of Cinnamon Toast Crunch because we still had some left over from last trip. So we didn't need
I should hope so.
We got a big box of the oatmeal cream pies. We got some tea. We got some cereal bars. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big bags of fries. I'm not saying
Like 5 big bags of fries is actually insane. Even for 6 people eating it and 3 adults. Like I know me and my husband were only 2 people, but that 1 bag of fries would last us like months. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, we're so skinny, we barely eat fries. Like we love food, we eat a lot, but like it just wouldn't appeal. Like I just can't even imagine wanting to eat fries that often.
children's Tylenol, some cucumbers, some lettuce. There's that good old Louis bread from the Piggly Wiggly. Some bananas. We got 6 blocks of the Monterey Jack cheese.
6
We got
blocks of
watermelon.
Monterey Jack cheese.
We
That's
got 2 big
crazy.
things of mayonnaise because we be going through some mayonnaise. We got some grapes. We got some eggs. 2 things of the allergy medicine. Some deodorant for my dad. Some antacid for my mom. Lip gloss that my mom got. 2 blocks of the mozzarella cheese.
Blocks of
6
mozzarella.
blocks of the mild cheddar cheese.
6 blocks of cheddar cheese.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Dr. Peppers. We got these subs for Bryson. He absolutely loves the Italian Heroes.
The pop thing, maybe I just don't get because I am so not a pop drinker, but like that seems actually insane to me. That's more pops than they got people, right? Or was there 6? 1 for each of them? 8 Dr. Peppers. And there's 6 people living there, 3 of whom are still kids, or at least teenagers. They're not grown people. 6 people. 8 giant things of Dr. Pepper.
Subs at Walmart. We got 4 of these for him, so this should last him for quite a few days here. We got 1 Mountain Dew because we still have a few of those left, and Brantley is literally the only one that drinks them. We got a box of Fruit Loops. We got 1 bag of the purple Doritos. We got a thing of buttermilk, a big bag of sugar. We got 2 gallons of milk. Got a thing of Nabs. We got the Fruit Loops with marshmallows. We got some Oreos. We got 2 packs of Capri Suns. We got 4 New York strips. And Bryson's already broke into his subs. I told y'all he left them. We got 2 packs of ribeyes here. We got 2 packs of pork chops. 32.
That's the 32 pizzas. That's where that
32
comes from.
pizzas. We got Tower Pizzas again for Brayden. I will cry. So we wiped them out. We took all they had. And then we got 10 packs of strawberry Kool-Aid. And we got 3 cases of water, but I'm not picking those up for y'all. So yeah, that was included in this. Oh, excuse me. We got 4 cases of water. And then we also ordered an 8-count box of deluxe mac and cheese online at Sam's and an 8-count box of Velveeta mac and cheese at Sam's. That's not here yet. It's going to be shipped here. Okay. All right, so I got all of our
So you've got an idea of the food hauls that she was posting, and these are just a few videos of multiple that were just like that. Now, I will say people tend to get very upset at anyone judging the food that people buy and what others eat, and I will say typically I definitely would agree with that, at least for the most part. I mean, if it's someone in your real life, what they're eating is really none of your business. And sometimes I think there is nuance to these types of things. Like there are a lot of barriers sometimes for people and the types of foods that they have access to, whether it be financial constraints, they can't afford certain foods. And I watched to the end of one of her videos, and the total, the one with the 32 pizzas, the second video, the total was like about $400, which I know here where I live, it would have been double that easily. Sometimes financially speaking, it is actually more affordable to eat unhealthy. That's just the way that it's set up. You can go into a McDonald's and get a fast food burger for the same price that you could get like one ingredient that you might need to make a meal at a grocery store. So sometimes finances are a constraint. I think there are things you can do. There's a great account, which I'll put her page up here. She makes all these meals, really good meals, and all of it is from the Dollarama. Sometimes she'll go in with like $10 cash in her hand and she'll buy what she can get with the $10. And I really appreciate her approach to that, because a lot of the time people will make affordable meals, but they break it down as like the cost per meal being under $10. But like if someone actually only has $10 to their name, they won't be able to afford $30 worth of ingredients that break down into that cost. So I really love that she goes in with like $10 cash, and whatever she can get with that money makes the full meal. And I feel like that, people like that, first of all, like all credit to her, that is amazing and so helpful. And I feel like for anyone who is in a difficult financial situation, a resource like that is huge. And I think it shows that there are ways that you can eat at least decently for a really affordable price. However, sometimes it's not only just finances that are a constraint, it can also be what's accessible in your area. Some people live in very rural areas where the options that they have are extremely limited. Like I don't even mean just limited like they only have one fast food restaurant. They might have one small grocery store within an hour's or 2 hours drive in any direction, and whatever that little shop has is what options they have. And a lot of the time in these extremely rural areas, those type of stores will be carrying mostly processed foods, because that's the type of stuff that will last on the shelves when they get it in. So they don't always have access to all kinds of different produce and in-season vegetables and fruits and things like that. Like that is sometimes a luxury. Generally speaking, I don't think that's the case for most people. Obviously, there are rare cases where that is absolutely the situation. So I think it's important to keep that nuance in mind. But I will say, specifically in the case of 32 Pizzas Moms, clearly that is not the case, because she's often doing grocery hauls, which include multiple different stops. Walmart, Piggly Wiggly, I guess, is a supermarket, which I love that name. Costco or Sam's Club. I don't know the difference between Sam's Club. We only have Costco here. Multiple different stores, and then other like various markets and things that are around her. In this instance, it does seem like she has many different choices around. And also money doesn't seem to be an issue for her when she's buying 10 blocks of cheese and 12 things of Dr. Pepper and different pops and all these cereals and stuff. Like if money was truly an issue, I feel like the pop would be the first thing to go, because you don't need that and it's not even a meal. And then there's also been comments about her son who only eats the pizzas that she buys, like the 32 and the 35 pizzas at a time for, that, you know, he could be extremely picky, or that he could have like autism, which sometimes gives sensory issues when eating different foods, or he could have ARFID, which is avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. A lot of time I think it has to do with sensory issues and textures, but certain smells, colors of foods, all that will really put them off and they just can't eat it, or they might not eat in certain situations, like if there's anyone else around or all that. There are definitely many things that could lead to a kid only eating pizza. I'm not going to come at her too hard for that, but I will say as a parent, it would be her job to try to introduce new foods or get him into therapy to help, because someday only eating extremely processed, high calorie, high sodium pizzas is not going to be sustainable, and it could lead to future health issues and things like that, and it isn't fair. And as a parent, it is kind of her job. If he's just being picky, it's her job to try to introduce new foods or find ways to make it healthier. He did start sneaking cauliflower into the pizzas, and he liked it actually better than he liked it plain. So that's a huge step up, but she was covering in extra layers of cheese and extra layers of pepperoni, so it's kind of like one step forward, two steps back kind of thing with that. And I do think that also she could be making these pizzas a lot healthier by just making them herself. Like she could make the dough herself and just freeze it with their own ingredients. And that would cut back on a lot of sodium and a lot of like the processed stuff that just doesn't need to be in there. And then even like the pop, like I myself am not a pop drinker, so I just do not understand. Like I can't even imagine the last time that I had pop. And again, this is not me being like, oh my god, I'm so healthy. I eat plenty of junk myself. I look the way that I do because of that. So let's just be realistic here. I'm not like a super skinny girl either. So I'm not coming from a place of like holier than thou where I think I'm perfect. My diet's definitely not perfect, but I also don't have a kid, so it doesn't really matter what I choose to eat. My brain is fully formed and I'm only choosing for myself, so it's not such a big deal. I don't have kids in the mix where I'm forcing them into my unhealthy habit. I would say like I'm pretty average as far as diet goes. I'm not super clean eating, but I'm not super bad. I would say I'm a pretty balanced mix. I eat healthy probably like 70% of the time, and then 30% of the time is treats and takeout and things like that. And so I am not coming from a place of holier than thou or like, oh my god, I can't believe that they eat junk ever. Like that's ridiculous. Like I definitely don't think that. But I truly don't understand the pop thing because I'm not a pop drinker at all. I just don't like fizzy drinks. I don't like the sugar. I just think it kind of tastes disgusting. Buying 8 large Dr. Peppers in one go every single grocery trip, which is like a week or 2 apart. It just seems crazy. Like I myself grew up eating junk food. I would get McDonald's from time to time, and I was always the kid who had the best lunch because while I did have healthy lunches, I also had a little bag of chips in my lunch or a Kool-Aid jammer or something fun. And I just remember some of my friends who like never got that stuff. And then when they'd be at a birthday party or a class party, they would eat so much they would feel sick because they never got it any of the other times. So I think it can go both ways. I think that it can be damaging as well for the super strict like almond mom type parents. I think it's two sides of the same coin where you're still instilling bad habits surrounding food for your kids. I wanted to play a response. This is from the 32 Pieces mom who responded when she was asked like, where's the healthy food? And she kind of like snapped back at this.
So I just wanted to come on here and address comments like this. Where's the healthy food? Why is Braden eating nothing but pizza? Do you not care about your children's health? Why are you so there's a reason that you look like you do. Go figure, you know, stuff like that. I've been getting that constantly, which I was already prepared to get that because I'm not, you know, the typical stick skinny supermodel that everyone thinks that everyone should be.
Okay, that to me right there, I'm just going to pause really quickly. That's definitely a cop-out to say, I'm not the stick skinny model that everyone thinks everyone should be. Honestly, that's not what was shocking about it. Seeing an overweight person do a grocery haul was really not shocking. And I'm not trying to be rude, but like obesity is on the rise in most places, specifically in America or in North America. And so I don't really think that that's where anyone was coming from, being like, oh, well, you're big, so like, why are you eating all this? Really, the issue was the fact that it is for kids and it was all junk food, all processed. Huge boxes of sugary cereal, 35 pizzas, 12 Dr. Peppers. Like, it's just beyond. And it has nothing to do with her size at all. Like, I truly don't think anyone would care if she was just buying it for herself. People would still comment and be shitty because people will always be shitty and comment stuff. But in general, I think the majority of people that have a problem with it, I know I speak for myself when saying this, is the fact that the kids are subjected to this type of eating.
So I was already prepared for that when I started doing this journey on TikTok, but it is literally insane. Oh, by the way, excuse how I look. I've literally, my parents have had me, they have worked me to death. Look at my fingers. They're so dirty. I don't know how to get my fingernails clean, but they put me to work today. So anyway, it just blows my mind though how many people think that they know our entire lives based off of a few videos a day
that you chose to share and you said was your whole grocery haul. Once again, I hate this excuse, and I find every TikToker who gets called out for anything uses this exact excuse. You think you know my life off of a few videos. No, I'm judging you based on what you showed me. You chose to put it out there, and then the response you're getting is based off of that. No one is calling out details about her life that are completely made up. What they're talking about is the grocery haul that she showed. She said, this is what I bought for a mom of 3 boys, and I moved my parents in with me. And she showed everything she bought and gave us the total. So how is she going to be upset that people are talking about the grocery haul when that's what she showed?
Like 2 to 3 minute videos, probably 3 or 4 videos a day. Out of 24 hours, you think that you know my life. What is that? Just say they're 3 minutes each. 12 minutes, and I post 4 videos. From 12 minutes, you think you know our entire lives? You think you know that I never push my kids to eat anything healthy, or that there's not a reason maybe that they are picky or that they only eat in certain things?
Sure, we don't know if you push your kid to eat healthy, but we do know that you provide mostly junk food options. Like, you can say you're pushing your kid to eat healthy, but why would a kid pick the grapes or the cauliflower when they have 10 boxes of processed baked goods at their disposal and 25 boxes of cereal and 12 Dr. Peppers? Why would they pick the vegetables and fruit? Like, it just, if you truly wanted your kids to eat healthy or make better choices, you might buy one box of treats and the rest would be healthy. They can either eat all their treats at once or they can stagger them and make them last through the week, but once they're out, they're gonna have to eat the healthy food. That would be the option here.
That's just insane to me. It's crazy. My children are very, very picky. They got it on us. I was picky as a child. But there's also other reasons behind some of that, especially for Brayden, that you guys don't understand. And the assumptions are just crazy. I get that I'm not super skinny, but I haven't always been overweight. You forget, I've had 3 children. Not everyone bounces back. And you also don't understand that I don't always eat unhealthy. I do eat, and I enjoy my food, but not everything I eat is unhealthy all the time. And I am health conscious. I do try to eat better. I do want to lose weight. I'm not super unhealthy all the time. So,
and even with that, again, it's like, I don't eat unhealthy all the time, but you only showed us your haul of extremely unhealthy food. I do want to lose weight, okay, but why would we think that when you're buying tons and tons of processed crap that is extremely high calorie and not nutritious and won't keep you full? It's like the words and actions don't line up. And I will say, like, sometimes I think the issue that people have is they'll say, I'm trying to lose weight and I don't only eat unhealthy, but it's like, if you're actually trying to lose weight or trying to better your health and all that stuff, like you're saying, if you're buying mass quantities of junk food and only small amounts of healthy food, like 1 or 2 healthy meals is not enough to offset the amount of junk that you're buying. And while I get that our kids are picky, and to me kind of makes it sound like maybe he does have ARFID or something like that, but if the kids are that picky, like, you still, as a parent, you need to provide them more healthy options than not, and work with them on what they like, or, you know, find a way around it, or at some point just put your foot down and say, I'm not buying 25 boxes of crappy cereal and stuff anymore. We're gonna eat healthy, and that's just gonna be the case. And also, their eating habits are probably the way they are because they've lived their whole life having access to all of this sugary stuff, so it'd be a lot harder to cut it off now than it would have been to just feed them healthy from the beginning.
just remember, just because you see our lives posted on this platform, that doesn't mean that you know everything. You do not know exactly how I live my life or how my children's lives are. Just be nice. It is not that hard. Just be kind.
I will say I feel for her a lot more than I do for Alexandra, who I do have one response video from, just because her attitude is a lot better. Alexandra's attitude is just horrible and I don't like it. But I will say boy mom times 3, her attitude seems a lot better and she does seem a lot nicer, which just makes me want to be easier on her. But in general, again, I will say, like, people are going to assume what they assume based on what you show. So if you don't like the perception of people, then you need to tailor what you're showing more. And then this is another comment where someone said, where's the real food?
I don't know. Let me go see.
Okay, this instantly made me laugh when I saw this, and I knew I had to include this because she goes, where's the real food? I don't know, let me go see. Walks to her freezer and I see processed beef patties, a bag of chicken nuggets, bags of, like, what is that? Tater tots, fries, big thing of chocolate ice cream.
Is this it? Or maybe that. I'm not sure.
Great, so you have some chicken and beef amongst all the other frozen foods. Maybe something in here. And again, it's all just packaged stuff, which
Is anything real?
I get it. Sometimes that's what's accessible or it's what lasts longer, but, like, this isn't really proving anything. Like, it looks like another bag of giant fries there. I don't really see any real food here either. When someone would say, where's the real food, to me, I would think of vegetables, fruit, maybe some grains like rice or bread, chicken, hot dogs. Like, that's not really real food. When people say where's real food, they do not mean hot dogs and...
Oh, let's see. Maybe in this one. Yeah. Not a lot of stuff in there. Oh, there's some meat. Some meat back there. Do you see it? Do you see it back there? Is that real?
meat in the very back. It looks probably freezer burnt.
Look at some bacon. Look at some bacon.
Because she didn't even know it was in there. And then pop, Jello, bacon. Wow, real food.
Not real, or the stuff that was in that other video wasn't real food. Then I guess we left it at the store. I don't know. Must all be still at the store.
You can see that's definitely a more snarky response. But to me, when someone says, where's the real food? They mean like, where's the food of the earth that isn't ultra processed? Now, don't come at me, the people who are like very scientific. I get that everything's processed. If you cook corn, you've processed it. If you cut up your chicken and cook it, you have processed the food. But by processed, I just mean like the ultra processed refined sugars, like the boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and the boxes of Rainbow Chip brownies and things like that. I understand that all food goes through some type of processing. When someone says, where's the real food? They mean like, they typically are thinking of like the food guide and, you know, the meats, the grains, the vegetables, the fruits, not bacon being the most real food that you have. And then this is a response from Alexandra when someone says, are you being serious? I never judge when I see these, but this is ridiculous for a 1-year-old. This has to be for views.
No, Lindsay, it's not for views. I sure did feed my 1-year-old pizza rolls, fries, and green beans for lunch. I sure did. You know why? Because I'm low income. I don't have a lot of money. I get groceries when I have money, and when they run out of fresh fruit, that's what they get. When they run out of meat for me to cook, that's what they get. The stuff that's in the freezer that they haven't ate all month. I actually have a grocery pickup, and on my grocery pickup today, I'm going to be getting chicken nuggets. And guess what I'm going to feed her for lunch tomorrow? Chicken nuggets. Maybe with a side of fruit. Or maybe with a side of candy, because she's my kid and I'll do what I want to. Come back tomorrow.
Okay, so again, there's that snarky reply. And bringing up the income thing, I get that produce goes bad and sometimes you can't afford to get tons and tons of produce that is going to sit in the fridge and then go bad in like a day or two. But even to this point about the frozen foods that are like easier to prepare, or when we run out of the fruit that she eats every day, buy frozen fruit, buy frozen vegetables. You can make many healthy meals with frozen foods that are still a lot healthier than nuggets and fries and things like that. Like I said, some people are just going to be shitty no matter what, but I think majority of people who are commenting, making videos, responding, things like that, really only care because there are kids involved who are being subjected to this type of eating. Like, I know for me personally, I wouldn't really care about this. I definitely wouldn't be making a video about it if it wasn't for the kids being involved and the fact that parents will use feeding their kids crappy food or making the house extremely dirty that their kids have to live in for views and money. And I just personally think that is not fair, and it's exploiting the kids and their health and the space that they have to live in just for views and engagement. And the junk foods that they're feeding their kids are literally designed to be addictive. And the more of them you eat, the more you want them. They're setting their kids up for a lifetime of potential obesity and poor health. The habits that you form when you're young are so much harder to break once you get older. And they're either going to have a very tough time breaking these habits when they are older and eventually want to lose weight or eat better, or they won't break these habits at all and they'll continue eating like this into adulthood and potentially, like I said, face health problems as a result. Higher risk of chronic diseases like diabetes or heart disease, and I'm sure many other issues as well. So yeah, that is pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I would love to know your thoughts down below on what you think, if I'm totally in the wrong and we should just not care about this, or if you think it is also crazy. So definitely let me know that and hit subscribe while you're down there. I appreciate it so much. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next one. Bye.